All right, so you as a teacher should be able to now log in and access your teacher edition. You should now be able to set up classes and provide username and password information to your students. So let's talk about, what are we going to do with that? Obviously, we're assuming you've done those things watching this third video. And so what I want you to first of all know is that you do have access to this teacher edition. I'm going to click on Miss Putnam's third grade teacher edition, and you'll notice that you can thumb through each chapter. There's some really cool response to intervention information, Spanish resources. You can click on individual lessons within each chapter. And when you do that, like I'll just choose addition patterns, you're going to have access then to opening the ebook. Here you can access various tools. There's let me see here. Yes, there's the tutor option, and so there's some really cool things that you can look at. And I would definitely suggest if you don't already, many of you already know how to log in and you use some of this information as you plan and as you teach. But in this case, I'll just click on tutor and just to show you. One thing I like about the ConnectEd website is that there are videos littered throughout that would be great for home use, that would be great for in-class flip, just great to use as you're teaching, whether it be individualized instruction or with your whole class. So I'll click on one of these videos and let you listen in just for a few seconds.
This is Mrs. Dawson. Hannah colored squares in a downward diagonal from left to right in yellow. Describe the pattern. Even numbers. Odd numbers. Start with the green square. Color the pattern of odd numbers on the downward diagonal in green. Write the.
All right, so that's within the tutor section. So I'm going to go back to home, and then once again just let you see this first screen. And so again, go through that content, check out the videos and other information that is available to you. I'm going to click on the Assess tab and let you see once again that there's each chapter. There are benchmark tests, diagnostic and placement tests. I think this is important. One of the questions that's come up is, what can we do in lieu of map testing? Some of you are trying out front row, which is great, but within the math series, you've got some pre-post assessment, some benchmark information that might help you if you choose to do that with your grade level to at least kind of be able to compare students and how they're doing with your grade level content. You can see here that I'm going to click on addition. I think that's where third grade is about now. There, am I ready practice. There are answer keys for everything. There's a diagnostic test. There's a check my progress. There's your pre-test. I believe down here there's various chapter tests, a vocabulary test, extended response. There's an oral assessment. Wonderful, already pre-made content that you can provide for your students. And one thing you can do here is by clicking on this little drop-down arrow, you can open this resource, and it's going to open it as a Word file that you can either print off and give to the class, or you can save it as a Word file and then email it out to your students or put it up there on Edmodo for them to access. I'm going to assign this resource though. And when I click on Assign Resource, it's going to come up to this Manage and Assign screen. And so this is, I'm just going to write assignment name Addition. Down here is where you can put directions and instructions. This is the attached resource, the Am I Ready practice that I chose on the previous screen. I can select a due date, and then down here is where I will choose my class and then my student or group of students. Once again, an opportunity for some individualized opportunities for students or groups of students. I'm going to go ahead and assign this particular assignment, and it's done so already. So this is what it looks like from that teacher perspective. A ton of material for you to use as you're planning and as you're teaching. So let's assume that our students are now ready to log in. And so I'm going to log out as Mrs. Putnam, and I'm going to log in as one of her students. So give me just a moment to do that. It helps when you enter in the information correctly. All right, there we go. So here's what's happened. I have already sent this information to the student, and I'll have to show you how to do that here at the end of the video. But one thing I want you to see is that now the student, the child, has access, first of all, by clicking on the My Math textbook to the actual My Math student edition. Once again, it's separated very nice and neatly by chapter, as well as by lessons, including practice, reviews, reflections, check my progress, those sorts of things. One thing that I like about it too is that once again, it is jam-packed with, for instance, videos. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. There's worksheets and things that they can do. This is chapter 1 readiness quiz that popped up here that they have access to. They can click on homework, and this is where you saw me assign that earlier to the students in my class. And so here's that addition assignment, and when they click on that, sure enough, it provides the instructions, any messages that I've left, and then they can click on that and open it up. They can use a PDF reader to mark it up and then send it in a variety of ways, whether it be email, Edmodo, similar to how we did our assignment with Mrs. Wilcox during our technology training earlier this year. Great resources for students that they have access to, a variety of games, worksheets. There's always an introductory video. I like that there's a math at home for family and parent involvement. There's virtual manipulatives, various games that you see down here that I think our students would really enjoy. So that's how students log in and use that information online. So one last thing that I need to show you, and I'm going to have to log in as Mrs. Putnam one final time, is how do we assign that content to students? And the way that you assign the content to students is very simple. Once you've created your classes and are ready to assign content. So I want to assign that 3rd grade student edition. I'm going to do so by clicking on Assign Content. I'm going to choose the content that I want to assign, that 3rd grade student edition. Click Next. I'm going to choose however many students, whole class, I'm assuming, and you're going to put a check mark by their names. And then the next thing you'll do is just click Next. You'll see, once again, just to confirm, a list of first, last names and usernames, and then you'll assign it. And it says the content was redeemed successfully. That means when your students log in, they'll now have access to that student edition online. If there are any questions, please let me know. I do think that this is a wonderful goal for our students to at least have access to this as they go through the year, and hopefully as iPads continue to be implemented in the classroom. Thanks.